if you were to choose, like, kama ungetaka kuwa animal, which animal would you choose?
A rabbit.
Why a rabbit?
It's playful.
Oh, so you like playful people?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, Mukam is taking notes. Yeah.
No, my question is, the rabbit is playful or any player?
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.
We will just let him introduce himself and tell us what he does in a deeper level.
Okay, so my name is Peter Barak.
Yep.
Generally, my hood name is Presenter Barak. Yeah, I started being a presenter while I was in first year. That is back in 2017. That's why I was referred to as Presenter Barak.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm Peter Barak. That is my real name. Yep. I'm a broadcast journalist, a corporate journalist, and the founder of Spotlight Africa.
Yeah.
Spotlight Africa is a media company which we started back then in 2017, which mainly focused on doing documentaries, working on documentaries and doing African stories. We wanted to spot African stories and bring them into limelight. That's the name Spotlight. Yeah. Like spot it and bring it in limelight. So that is Spotlight Africa. So that's basically who Peter Barak is.
All right.
Yeah.
Peter Barak is a lot of things, yeah?
Yes.
All right.
Great things, yeah.
So before we dive deeper into what you do, Peter is a journalist and a corporate journalist.
Yes.
A broadcast and a corporate journalist.
Yeah, so I'm sure kuna mtu pale anachanganyikiwa, what is he saying? What is a corporate journalist?
Yeah, okay, sure. So I'll start by saying a broadcast journalist. I am a trained broadcast journalist. I have a bachelor's degree in broadcast journalism. Yeah. Broadcast journalism is mainly focuses on the broadcast aspect of journalism, whereby we use all aspects of media, including audio visuals, audio, newspapers and stuff, to be able to disseminate information, right? So that's what basically a broadcast journalist does. But now after graduating, I ventured into now concentrating or doing my professional in corporate journalism, in that I wanted to do corporate stories, working for different organizations in terms of compiling their stories, compiling their media releases and stuff. So that's how I decided to stick on being a corporate journalist, because currently I'm working at Lapset under the leadership of the Lapset chairman, Honorable Alimbogo, as his communications officer. Yeah, so I'm under Lapset as a corporate journalist.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so amesema the Spotlight deals with the African. You want to tell the African stories. So what inspired you? What did you see was missing, and you decided to go that way of telling the African stories?
Good. So over time, I realized that there is a gap. Where most of these stories, most of these media stations, for example, let's start by this. Most of the Kenyan media stations are basically privately owned. And so one will say that these media stations are in for business. Of course, they are doing stories, they are covering everything, but mainly they are in for business. They'll do stories which will bring something to them, right? So I realized there's a gap. Doing story that will bring something to you means that you have those select stories that you focus on. Because if you see value in story, you're going to do it because this is what brings me something. But now I realize that there's a gap where many stories are going untold, deep down in the villages where many other media stations cannot get there. So I decided, let me fill this gap and start doing these stories. So I wanted to dig deep into the community, spot these stories which have been untold for a longest time, and now bring them into limelight. So that was my focus, and that's when I decided to start Spotlight Africa, where we wanted to spot
Yep.
stories in the communities and bring them into the limelight.
And bring them into the limelight.
Yes.
All right. So we hold on there while we're trying to bring the stories into the limelight.
Yes.
We go for a short musical break, and we'll be coming back with much more. 19 minutes past 5 in the PM. You're hanging out with Wangai here.
Kate Kami.
All right. Wangai _ P.
Kate Mkami _ Blue Radio. You can interact with us. Tuambieni, what do you want to know about our guests?
Yep.
Ni nini ambayo you feel like hii asitoke bila kuongelelea?
All right.
In the creative industry. So generally I can say that I'm very mentally okay. Yes.
All right. You're mentally okay.
Yeah, I'm mentally okay.
Okay.
So before we went on a break, we were talking about why you decided to do the African stories. So I'm sure I am curious, and I'm sure our listeners are. So yeah, you saw there was a gap. Our stories were not being told. So the question is, so what happens after you've told the stories?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you'll just be shooting the stories in it, because it's an investment.
Yes.
And so many resources are put into place.
Yeah.
So what happens after telling our African stories?
Just like I said earlier, that many of the media stations in Kenya,
Yep.
they're generally here for business. Yes, they're doing their stories as journalism and stuff.
Yeah.
But they are business investments. Yeah. So doing these stories, there's a lot of finances, there's a lot of resources that are put in to be able to come up with these stories.
Yeah.
Same to me. Even though I decided to bridge a gap that was not there, but of course there's something I'm getting in return. And this drives me to address the issue of now creative industry.
Yeah.
Because as a journalist, we are into making these stories.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creativity that goes in it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like an investment too, we can say so. So after doing these stories,
Yeah.
what I usually do, we as a company, Spotlight Africa, we have a YouTube channel whereby we post and publish our stories. Some of these stories, as I've said, they're African stories, they're stories za pale mtaani.
Yeah.
We have different organizations
Yeah.
that have interest in these stories. Like sometimes I can do a story, and then when these organizations come in, they see the stories, they might be interested into tapping in and helping the situation. For example, there's a story I did about drugs and the society.
Yeah.
It was a story about the mateja. We usually call them the mateja, but that is not the name that we should be giving them. Yeah. Our brothers and sisters who are in the streets doing drugs and substance. Yeah. So I did these stories, and there's an organization which I'm not going to mention here that came in and decided to help. To accommodate some of the guys who are featured in this story. They decided to help them, and they took them to a rehabilitation center for help. So this is just one of the reasons, or one of the benefits of these stories. In as much as it's helping me as an individual, I'm also trying to help the community. Like those stories, the plight of the people, the cries of the people who are in the community and are not being heard. I'm trying to get their voices and bring them into limelight, so that people or anybody, organizations or the government or anybody who is able to help them can chip in and help them.
All right.
Yes.
So that anybody can chip in and help them.
Yes.
All right. So, do you have any other question before we go for the break?
So the other day there were those awards at Alliance Française, and one of your films, Paleli Scoop, an award.
Yes.
So the film was The Uncelebrated
Heroes.
So I the moment I saw that title, I was curious. Why did you decide to pick that title?
Good. So first of all, I wish to thank and appreciate Blue Radio for making time to be part of the team that was there to celebrate with me and the other team that we did the story. Yeah, it was a great honor, and I was happy to see you guys. So thank you so much. And celebrated heroes on Kenya's war on climate change. Just from the word uncelebrated. These are people who are doing something, but they're not being celebrated. And there's a bigger issue here, which is the climate change. Climate change has been with us for a very long time. There have been efforts both from the government, individuals, organizations, trying to curb and fight this issue of climate change. But down there, there have been people who have been unrecognized. They're doing great work in the community, they're doing great work pale chini, but they're not being recognized. So there's a time I was trying to figure out which story can I do. Then there's this guy who comes to my hood, to my house, to pick this garbage. And then I sat down with him. I asked him, how much do you get from collecting, apart from the 30 shillings I give you? How much do you get from this? Is it just the 30 shillings and you go home, or what else? What are the benefits? Because this kind of job is carries a lot of risks, health-wise and stuff. So he told me there's a big story behind it. And he told me, despite the fact that he collects everything, there are some valuables in this garbage or in this litter they collect, and that was the plastic. So they say that they're collecting these plastics, they take to a broker who buys the plastic at a lower price, like a collection center, where these other big companies come and collect these plastics. But the point of concern which caught my attention was the amount of money they get from these plastics. You know, when I tried to figure out how much this plastic affects our ecosystem, and how much these big companies get when they purchase this plastic, because they do recycling, and when they do the recycling, they get other bigger valuable things. So I was trying to gauge how much this guy is paid, and how much those who are buying the plastics get, and how much plastic, or to what extent the plastic affects our ecosystem. So trying to gauge into this, I came up with a story. I realized that these people are really doing a great job. Collecting these plastics, they are conserving our environment. Collecting this litter, they are conserving our environment. Because even in your house, if you stay with litter for almost 2 days, you'll find that it's a huge pile. But if these guys come and collect it almost on a daily basis, then you find yourself in a clean environment. So these people are really doing a good job, but the impact of their work is not being recognized. Most of the people who are recognized in the fight of climate change, mostly are big people. Sometimes we call them the boardroom misters and misses, who sit on offices. They discuss about climate change and stuff. But down here, there are people who are really doing the real job, like the physical real job. It's not just about science and stuff, but the physical job is being done from the ground. So these people need to be recognized. So what I wanted to do is, I wanted to bring the voice of these people. I wanted the voice of these people to be heard, the voices of these people to be recognized, because they were raising real concerns, the issues about their health, the issues about how much they are being exploited into this space. So doing the story was to bring their cry into the limelight. And it was a team. I did not do this story alone. It was a team under the leadership of my director, Dr. Victor Lucili. I'm very sure he's listening right now. Ian Kipto, one of your presenters here at Blue Radio, is part of the team. We have Lamiri, James Kazungu Lamiri, who is in Reach Out Center Trust as a communications person. He was also part of this. So the whole team that participated into this story, into doing this story, they really did a good job. And so we submitted these uncelebrated heroes on Kenya's own climate change for the Lampart Award. Lampart Award, Lampart competition happens every year, and there are many and different categories of entries, where we have film, we have documentaries, we have action, fiction stories and stuff. So this is the second award this documentaries winning. We had one which we won in Rwanda. That was last year.
Yeah.
So this is the second award. This documentary film is winning an award. So we managed to be position 2 for the Lampart award, which is position 2 for the best documentary film. Yes, 2024. Yes.
So you've said that you wanted to ensure that these people out there have heard, people celebrate them. So do you think that you achieved your objective?
Yeah, you know, it is something in progress.
Yep.
I don't regard this as an event that it happened and so it ended there. For me, I believe it's a process because this documentary, people are still watching it. This documentary has taken me and the voice of those people to another level, to an extent that it wins an award. It means it's something which has been recognized. It's something that maybe if someone there, either the government or those private organizations have heard or seen this story, they are going to see or find a way to help them. So for me, I take it as something in progress, and I believe in due course we are going to have an impact to those guys who did the story, who participated in the story.
All right.
Everywhere, to be all round.
Yeah.
When I was in campus, you know, I thank God.
Yeah.
I was able to pay my school fees myself. Not that my parents were not able to, but it's because I was able to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to do assignments for my friends. I used to get gigs. Yeah. In school.
Yeah.
While still in school. Yeah. I used to do assignments and get paid and stuff. I got different connections while still at school, and I was able to pay my school fees, almost the entire university school fees. So because I realized that you can be a photographer and fail to be a photo editor. You're going to miss on many things.
Yeah.
If you're a videographer and you fail to be a video editor, you're more likely to miss on some other things.
Yeah.
Because, for example, if someone wants to employ you, someone needs a video. It is easier for someone to employ someone who has both videography and video editing skills than two people who have different skills, a videographer and a video editor. So for me, I decided I want to train on all these skills. I want to be a photographer, I want to be a videographer, I want to be a video editor. And I used my time well to train on all these things. And so I'm all round. So how to fix myself into accommodating all these? I think much of it is just personality and something that I look up to or I look up for. Because for me, I know I want to be somewhere. And so knowing that I want to be somewhere, I have my own targets, my own ambitions. And so everything I do, it's usually related to what I target to get. So I make myself active so that I can achieve whatever I want to achieve. Yes.
All right. You make yourself active so that you can achieve what you want to achieve. Okay, Mukami?
So moving on, I'm going through your page and I'm seeing there's a time when you can master class pale too. So of late we've seen there are so many deaths amongst students. Do you think that there's something that we can do to ensure that we curb this problem?
I was a student also not long ago. I think 2 years ago I graduated from the Technical University of Mombasa. So I've been in the system not long ago, and I think I understand what I still feel or still understand what we students face. You know, there's a lot that goes on in school. There's a lot of we can say peer pressure. There's a lot of influence. There's a lot of activities that happen, and so in most of these activities we are finding that some result to deaths and stuff. Like we've seen cases that maybe students have gone to clubs late in the night, going back home, they get attacked or they fight themselves and stuff. Some end up killing each other. There are issues of depression and stuff. Students end up killing themselves. Like as you've mentioned, there has been a case today where it has been reported that a student fell from I think the 4th floor and died instantly.
Yeah.
So these cases are there, and what I can say is that at least we as students should be watchful on the activities they are doing.
Yeah.
You know, it is through these activities that will result to maybe depression and stuff. Yeah. So if we are keen on the activities that we engage in, places that we are in, it's easier to avoid such incidences. Yeah, I think that's what I can say.
All right.
Yeah.
So watu wajiangalie mentally.
Watu wajiangalie mentally. No, as I've said, the activities we do, the things that we engage in, are the things that majorly result in our general well-being, including mental health. Yeah. So if we are keen on what we are doing, if we are keen on the activities we are doing, then it's a guarantee that the possibility of having a good mental health, mental well-being is there. Yeah.
All right. And do you think that the mentorship programs that have been ongoing, you know, about the mental awareness and all that, do you think that it's getting to a bigger crowd or a bigger page of these people?
Yeah, no, but I think it's time we need, or those doing the mentorship, they need to explore other avenues on how they can do this. Because for the very longest time, these mentorships program have been there, but we still have cases. So I think now that we've realized there's a percentage that whatever we are doing is helping or sorting. I think it's now time we should explore other ways, in which we can tap into these activities to be able to help. Because sometimes we might just be doing blanket mentorship, blanket advice and stuff, but we fail to realize that there are people who need that personal or individual mentorship. So if we have programs or educational materials, educational opportunities that can that can really touch on an individual to be able to understand someone at a personal level, someone at an individual level will be able to cover these stories.
All right. Okay, so we'll be going for a short musical break, and then we'll be coming back with much more about a lab set. You'll be telling us about lab set.
Before we go break, kuna mtu pale anasikiza ananiambia kijana ako na bibi.
Pia hiyo tatujibu tukirudi jamani. Ama nataka kuwapa jibu jamani. Tukirudi apike uongo. Alright, Wangai_P.
Kate Mkami_Blue Radio Kenya interact na sisi. What do you feel that we've not tackled and you'd like us to talk about?
Yes, and if you have any questions, send them through. We'll be sampling some of them. Keep it blue.
Over time, people have been thinking that film requires a lot in terms of resources, in terms of finances to venture into production. But for me, I'll use my own example. I didn't start from a bigger point. I started in a very smaller point. Like that documentary, the Uncelebrated Heroes, the documentary film that won an award, Uncelebrated Heroes on Kenya's on climate change. We only shot it on a DSLR camera, as 750D, Canon 750D, with a prime lens. Totaling to, we can say that at least it was just on a small budget. The camera plus the lens costed less than 200,000. And the budget for doing the documentary, it was not more than even 5,000. I can say so.
5,000.
Because the content was readily available. Everything was there. The skills, we had the skills. So as long as you have that passion, you can now train on the skills, improve your skills on in terms of creativity. You might have a story, but you need that creativity into bringing it out in a way that will make sense. You'll need that creativity. So the first thing to consider is that passion.
Yeah.
The passion will drive you into doing great things. Yeah, I had passion in doing documentaries. That's why I started Spotlight Africa.
Yeah.
And that passion has pushed me into doing many stories. I've done stories on drugs. I've done stories on climate change. I've done stories on the traditions and the traditional cultures and stuff. Yeah. So with that passion, will push you into doing many things. And you don't, as I've said, we don't need that big budget. We don't need very big resources to be able to do this. You can start somewhere, then from there you grow day by day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You grow day by day.
Yeah.
We say when we come back, we'll be talking about the lab side. So maybe personally, nimeshtuka. I'm sure kuna mtu mwingine kama mimi ameshtuka, they've not heard about this. So what is that? What is lab set? Let's start from there.
Okay. So LAPSET is Lamu Port from the name. LAPSET is the short form of Lamu Port, Southern Sudan and Ethiopia Development Authority or Development Corridor. Yeah. LAPSET was started in 2012 with President Kibaki, where 3 countries came together to forge a development corridor that will develop areas that are not developed. That is Kenya, Southern Sudan, and Ethiopia. So they forged a partnership to develop LAPSET. Now that's where we have Lamu Port, Southern Sudan, LAPSET, I mean. Yeah. So Lamu Port, the LAPSET deals with the construction of the Lamu Port facility, the roads that connect the Kenya and the Northern Corridor, that is the Moyale, Garissa, Turkana, going to Ethiopia and Southern Sudan. So that's what LAPSET basically does, and it's a very big, huge project that has a financial value of over 3 trillion, and it's a process that is ongoing. So LAPSET facility, like the Lamu Port currently, is complete, is almost complete, and maybe towards next month we'll be starting to receive vessels in LAPSET.
All right. So you start to receive vessels the next month?
Probably next month.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. And if the vessels will be diverted to the Lamu Port, does this mean the vessels now will be docking in both Lamu and the Kilindini Harbour?
Yeah, so basically what Lamu Port is doing is it's connecting, like it's providing another avenue. Because we have only one port in Kenya, that is the Mombasa port. Having the Lamu Port, it will help ease that congestion, for example, in the Mombasa port, and now we'll be having another space for other routes, because we have countries like Ethiopia, like for example the ship that will be coming in, next month, that is Ethiopia importing fertilizer to their country through the Lamu Port. So this is a space. The Lamu Port will be one of the routes, the easier routes for other countries or other businesses to be able to transport their cargo and stuff. So it's just providing an alternative opportunity or alternative space for areas or routes that were earlier and had for other countries.
All right.
So I'm sure that someone is listening there. They're like, what is this journalist? What is this filmmaker doing in the port?
In the port. Okay, so Barak or Peter Barak, or a filmmaker certified at the Lamu Port, is through my boss, who is the chairman of the LAPSET Development Authority. That is Honorable Ali Mbogo. Honorable Ali Mbogo was the former MP of Kisauni, and was appointed by the president to be the chairman of Lamu Port. That is by this regime that has come in. So I've been his photographer or communication lead person since 2021. And so when he was appointed by the president, he decided to carry me. So I am with him. I'm working under him as my boss, as the Lampart chair. So sometimes I'm there to when there's stories, there are meetings about Lampart, covering Lampart stories. Yeah, that's what we do basically there.
All right. 27 minutes past 6 in the PM. Welcome back to the Drive of Your Life. You're hanging out with the Blue Captains. Malek Wangai here.
And Kate coming.
All right. So tulisema tukirudi tutakuwa tunarudi na the quick five and also ile swali ambalo anafaa kutujibu. So Mukami, should we dive into the quick five au kuna swali lingine kabla tuingie kwenye quick five?
Let's go to the quick five.
We go into the quick five. So the quick five ni maswali 5 moto. Maswali 5 mboga kabisa. Maswali 5 yasiyo na maneno mengi jamani.
Okay.
All right. So Mukami, you do the honors.
The quick five.
Do the honors jamani.
Why do you want to put me on the spot?
No, I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm just,
Okay.
It's a women world.
Today for the first time you want to agree that because you want me to unataka nikuokoe. Acha nikuokoe. The future is female.
Okay.
So the first question, quick five, tunakueleza. If today you're given a chance to become a lady, what is that one thing you've wished? Nikipata chance ya kuwa dem nafanya.
Maswali 5 rahisi tu.
Usiseme kuomba fair.
Wow. Pass.
Pass. Why are you passing?
Quick five hakuna kupass.
What's the off guard?
Yes, nakujanga hivyo.
I think ningekula hiyo fedha.
Ningekuwa the first thing ungefanya.
Yeah, ningefanya revenge. Nikule fedha yenye imekulwa yote yangu.
Umekuliwa mara nyingi?
Sana.
But Keta kulangi fair. Wangai next question.
Okay. All right. So next question, Question rahisi kabisa. If you're stuck in a desert, which 2 apps would you umeambiwa uchukue 2 apps peke yake? Which apps would you choose?
Apps. It's TikTok. And Facebook.
TikTok and Facebook.
Yes.
Why TikTok and Facebook?
TikTok, there's a lot of entertainment in TikTok. Like, you don't need to search on TikTok to be able to be entertained. So, stuck in the desert, I'll be entertained by TikTok. On Facebook,
I love that.
on Facebook, there's a lot of stories, but a lot of myths. Stories zenye exist. So ningejibamba la stories zenye exist.
Stories zenye exist.
Yes.
All right. Mukame, question 3.
So question 3 is, would you rather snitch on your boys ama ukuliwe manzi?
Snitch on my boys.
Unavunja bro code. Unavunja.
The first time bro code imekaya.
Mbona unavunja bro code?
The future is female.
For the bros, kila mtu ajipange.
Kuna ile msemo mnasemanga bros before. So yeah, amesema before bros.
Nice one. Okay, question 4. The next census in Kenya.
Pardon?
When is the next census in Kenya?
2026.
Hapana. Bado. Take 2.
Is this year?
Nope.
Oh. No, in 2027.
That's election year.
Yeah. I think you're doing census before election.
It will be in 2029.
Census is after 10 years.
Oh.
Yeah, 10 years. The last one was conducted in 2019. The next will be in 2029.
Okay.
All right. Mukame, tufungie jamani.
Let me look for an easier one.
Amechukua hadi breath kwanza. Nikumoto. Nikumalo kudonjo.
So the last question tunauliza is
the last question.
tissue kwa Kiswahili huitwaje?
Karatasi shashi.
That was an easy. Unasikia yeye bosi ni alimbogo Swahili amezoea jamani.
Amezoea aje na unajua wale ni watu wetu wa maji wangai. What are you saying?
Okay. Ni Kiswahili, ni lugha si maji tu, ni lugha jamani, ni lugha.
Yeah, so that's all for quick 5. Ama tuendelee?
Sasa tunaingia kwa quick 6 the question.
Ndio namuuliza ama tuendelee?
Tutaendelea.
Swali moja alafu tukafunge. Okay, tujibu na ile nyingine.
Sawa.
If you were to choose, like, kama ungetaka kuwa animal, which animal would you choose?
A rabbit.
Why a rabbit?
It's playful.
So you like playful people?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. Mukam is taking notes. Yeah.
No, my question is, the rabbit is playful or any player?
Not the human player. The animal playful.
Yeah.
You know, you must get
the details.
Specific, right?
And swali yetu I'm a lady like
Ukanamuru.
Venye tu ulisema kijana. Yeah. Kijana anafanya nini na mtu? Yes. So like kijana meaning young. So don't say kijana unamaanisha.
Kijana. Unafaa uelewe. Yeah, very young.
Hey, so unafanya nini na mtu? So hivyo tu.
Men can lie.
Yeah.
So in short, it's we can send in applications.
So mimi ni kijana. Yeah, kijana ako tu. Yeah. Kijana aliyeko. Applications ndatengeza link.
Anonymous.
Unaanza na CV tukiendelea.
Tunaanza na CV. Unajua there's a time watu walikuwa wanasema you cannot hakuna haja ukuki at break na mtu akona report card. Let people attach their papers there. Ndio ujue nani
anakuumiza.
Yeah.
Anakuumiza na qualifications gani? Okay.
So ladies, mmesikia kijana
hana mtu.
Very young.
Young and energetic.
Nilijua, I saw that coming.
I'm still children.
Bado yeye ni watoto.
Lakini amekuliwa fair. Okay.
Unajuaje kama ndugu yake pengine alikuwa anakuja kumsalimia
during our days?
During your days.
Okay.
Lakini wacheni wakule jamani.
Ni time yao, ndio?
Time yao.
Ukitaka skule fair mtumia na pesa ya kukula.
Sasa hizo ni mbia hapana. Wewe kula fair peke yake bwana.
Tutuma fair ya kukula. Sasa akikula simalize na fair.
No, atakula na fair bado itaka pale na atakuja.
Okay. Asante kwa hiyo tip. Tutafaa tuweke kwa billboards.
Kids.
Billboard indeed.
Wangai, one of these fine days you'll be coming to work and you'll be seeing me pale lights ni kwa billboard.
Haina shida jamani.
Kate 2024. Tuma fair plus ya kukula.
Okay. In bold. Alright, Mr. Peter Barak, tupe basi your parting shots.
Okay, so my parting shot, I am a creative. I'm an individual in the creative space. So I will have something to talk about in the creative space. I know there are many people, there are many individuals who like to venture into the creative space. They might have heard some things, maybe they need a lot of resources, they need a lot of finances to be able to venture into this space. What I will advise them is that they should start from where they are. Yeah, as long as you have that creative mind, you have that innovative mind, you are able to think of something and come up with an idea that will take you into that bigger space. I usually take myself as an example. I didn't start from a bigger point. I didn't have a camera when I started. I used to record audios with my phone. I used to borrow a camera, to hire a camera. In fact, the person who taught me how to operate a camera is a person who I used to hire that camera from. And sometimes we had some of my friends who had cameras but they couldn't operate. So I used to borrow the camera and lie to them that I'm going to train them on how to use the camera, and at that time I'm doing my work. And I remember even one of the first documentary I did, I did with my friends. That camera was not mine, and we paid only 500 to use it.
Yeah.
And it's a documentary that gave me a name. You see, so you start from where you are.
Yeah.
You don't need to think too big to be able to venture into this space. Yeah.
All right. You don't need to think too big to venture into this space. I like that. All right. So that's where we call it quits, right here. And we've had a good conversation with Mr. Peter Barak, and ametuambia mengi jamani. So in case you're thinking of diving into the film industry, ama pengine unataka pia kwenda kwenye corporate journalism kama alivyoita, unaweza ingia jamani. So Mukami, atuambie mada ambapo tunaweza pata kwenye social media. Pengine pia namba ya M-Pesa, pay believe kidogo. Naam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so across all my social media handles, najulikana kama presenter Barak. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter,
Tinder. Listen across all. Only fans.
Those is zangu. Yeah. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram. Okay. Presenter Barak. Yeah. And then so YouTube, we're there as Spotlight Africa. Spotlight Africa, we upload all our documentaries there, all our stories. We've also done some dramas and movies. Yeah. We upload them there. So Spotlight Africa on YouTube, then Presenter Barak across all other social media pages.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mukami. Tuone tukule muziki kidogo tukienda kumstock pale hapa na pale. Tunajua wenyewe anaenda kufanya stocking.
Just stock already. Kama like why do you want to stock your fellow man?
No, see, we are not stocking a fellow man. We're
stocking
that's it. You're stocking a fellow journalist, not a fellow man.
No.
So you said women is there?
We are not doing that in 2023.
Okay.
2024.
Uko 2023 bado. No. All right, so wangai underscore P.
Kate Mukami underscore on Instagram.
All right,
Blue
keep it
Radio
blue.
Kenya everywhere.
You're listening to Blue Radio, bringing the vibe.